Hello lovely friends, I have another follow along stretch routine for you today. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you do, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And you can check out some of my other stretch routines. I will post them in the description box below. But yeah, hope you enjoy. So we're gonna get started with some head action. So go ahead and just drop your head to the left and to the right, feeling that ear dropping toward the shoulder, stretching out your neck. Be gentle, but do whatever you need to do to get a good stretch. And now switch, you're gonna look up and down, stretching the back of that neck. So you'll look up toward the ceiling and then down toward your belly button. Now take a head circle or two to whatever side you decide. I'm gonna go to the left side first, really dropping that head toward the shoulder and all the way down and around. And then switch sides, roll your head to the other side. From here, you're going to do some big shoulder rolls with straight arms. So rolling those arms back, opening up the back and your shoulders. And reverse, bring those arms forward. Good. From here, go ahead and take those arms out to the side, and you're going to reach side to side. Go ahead and go over to your left side. You're reaching nice and long, stretching out the obliques and the side of the body. Sometimes I like to think of my pinky stretching really far out, and that helps. And you're going to switch to a flat back now, and then release up and back. Giving that upper spine some mobility. And then go back to your flat back. Hold for just another second. You're going to contract through your stomach, feeling that arch in the spine. Contract again and release. And now you can drop it all the way down to that left foot. Keep hanging here, feeling your head nice and heavy. You can bend that back leg to get a deeper stretch, and then straighten. Once again, I'm going to bend my back leg and straighten again. From here, I'm going to come back up to my flat back, then all the way back up, and we're going to repeat that sequence to the right. So reaching up and over, as I was saying on the other side, I like to think of my pinky fingers reaching nice and long, and that helps me to deepen the stretch. So go into your flat back from here, keeping that spine long, and reach up and back to release. And now take it back to your flat back. So this is a contraction through your stomach, and it should be a good stretch for your spine. You're going to contract in and out. One more time. Contract in and release out. From here, drop it down. Hang nice and loose over that leg. Plie that back leg and straighten. And again, plie that back leg and straighten. We're going to come right back up to our flat back. And then come back to the side and straight back up. From here, bring your arms up to a high fifth above your head and take a flat back forward. Now go ahead and open your arms out to a T and just stay here in the flat back. And drop it all the way down. If you can get your hands on the floor, you can keep them there. Just think of your back of the head and the rest of your body feeling nice and heavy, sinking towards the floor. You can bend your knees if that feels good. I'm going to bend my knees one more time. From here, I want you to reach over to your left leg and then reach that right arm up toward the ceiling. I hope it's your right arm, whichever arm it is that needs to twist, so you're twisted like I am. And then you're going to do that on the other side, so on your right. And back to the center. I'm going to walk my hands through my legs to the back. If you aren't flexible enough to do this yet, you can just stay in the position you were in. But as you walk your hands back, you can be in plie and then straighten your straighten your legs. You can also grab onto your ankles. Alright, go ahead and roll up nice and slowly through every vertebrae in your spine, and your head should be the last thing to come up. We're going to open our toes out, and we're going to drop down into like a little sumo position. My elbows are resting on my knees, but if that's too much of a stretch for you, you can just rest your hands on your knees. I'm going to press away one of my knees to just deepen that inner thigh stretch. And then you're going to switch to the other leg. Dropping back down to my elbows. Hanging out here for another minute. Now you're going to take a seat down onto the floor, and we're going to open our legs out into a straddle. Make sure that you're not opening too wide, that you're still able to keep those legs turned out with the knees going toward the ceiling. We're going to reach side to side and go over to the left. And then you're going to do a nose to knee over that right leg. So you're facing your leg. And now I'm going to stretch toward the inside of my leg, so more toward the middle. And then go ahead and reach all the way around to come back up. Reach side to side and back over to the other side. And then reach over that leg. You're going to go nose to knee. Now you're going to reach toward the inside of that leg. And then roll all the way around to come back up. And now we're going to reach toward the center. So So here you want to try and keep your back as flat as possible as you walk your legs out so that you can get the best stretch. I'm sorry, as you walk your arms out. If you're capable, you can drop all the way down and have that head resting on the floor. If not, just keep reaching forward and you'll get there eventually. I'm gonna keep hanging out here for a little bit. I know this isn't everyone's favorite stretch, but it's really good for those inner thighs. Alright, now you're gonna release, come back up. Let's swing those legs around. And you're gonna lay down onto your back. And just hug those knees, both of them in toward your chest. And just take some slow rolls around, like drawing little circles with your knees. And kind of just feeling that lower back press into the floor. You can switch and roll the other direction as well. It's important that we think about all the parts of our body, not just stretching our legs. So I'm going to bring in just that right leg and straighten out the left one. And I'm bringing that knee in close to my chest. Take a deep breath in and then breathe out and try and pull it a little closer. And then you can also pull it down to the side. I know it's a little bit hard for you to see here, but I'm just kind of rocking around from the front to the side, nice and slowly. Keep rocking and rolling it around. And then now I'm going to bring that other leg up and I'm going to put my legs in kind of like a pretzel position or like a figure four. So stretching your glute muscles, and it helps to sort of hold on to the back of that leg and pull it in toward you. Alright, now go ahead and drop that leg across your body to stretch out that lower back. And release. Now, of course, you're going to straighten that leg up and pull it in toward your chest. Making sure that the leg that's on the bottom is nice and straight and that your hips are both on the floor. Keep stretching. Take deep breaths. And you can bend it back in as a little break if you want, and then I'm going to straighten it back up. Now I'm going to bring that leg over to the side. So same thing, keeping that other leg nice and straight on the floor, and then bringing that other leg up close to my ear if I can. Alright, release, and we're going to switch to the other side. So starting with that bent knee in toward the chest. Rocking it around from the front and to the side. is really like a moment for you to do what you need to do with your hips. Whatever feels good to release the tension. And now I'm going into that pretzel, figure 4, whatever you want to call it, position to stretch out the glutes. And now straightening that leg up. I'm going to bend it in just for a second to straighten it back up one last time. Now I'm bringing it out to the side. It's important to think here of your leg coming up toward your ear and not just out to the side, because that will get you the best stretch and the best kind of bang for your buck when you're doing leg extensions and things like that. So now drop that leg across your body to the other side, keeping both shoulders on the ground. And release. What I want you to do now is like stretch out your whole body on the floor. Just lie there and make yourself feel as long as possible. So stretch, 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 and then relax. And we're going to do that one more time. So you're just going to stretch all your limbs out. Try and take up as much space as you can. And stretch, 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 stretch. And release. Now you can slowly work your way up, being nice and slow and gentle. Don't let the blood rush to your head too quickly. And then we're going to flip around into our pigeon pose. So my front leg is bent and it's basically parallel to that mat in front of me. And my back leg is straight. And depending on your flexibility, this may be easy for you. For me, it's kind of a challenging position, and I'm still working toward getting my hips a little bit more parallel and dropping that leg down. But do what feels good to you. You can also drop down to your elbows if that feels good. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and release, let that leg go, and I'm going to flip my leg. So I'm going to bend the back leg and straighten the front leg. So you're in a jazz split, making sure that both hips are squared towards the front leg, and then I'm just reaching over nose to knee. And I'm going to reach back behind me. Feel free to drop all the way down to your back or just rest on your elbows like I'm doing, but this is a really good stretch for your hip flexors and your quads. And now coming back up, we're going to flip around to the other side. So getting into the pigeon pose on the other side. Alright, now we're going to flip those legs, so into your jazz split, straighten the front leg, bend the back, reach forward. Now I'm going to reach back, stretching out that hip flexor. Alright, coming back up now. I'm going to go ahead and sit up so we can get into a downward dog position. You can bend one leg, straighten the other, whatever feels good to you for like your calves and for your hamstrings. Now I'm going to push forward. You can just drop straight down, but I'm going to go through a plank position to drop down into cobra. So I'm going to press up, stretch out my back and the front of my chest. And now go ahead and sit back, I guess, into your child's pose. And coming back up to your hands, we're going to go into a runner's lunge on the right side. I'm going to drop my back knee down and then put my hands on my front knee. This helps give you a nice deep stretch, and it'll be even deeper if you actually squeeze your glute muscles. I'm going to reach my left arm over that right leg. This gives you a nice stretch over this from the side of your body. And then sit back onto that back leg, straighten the front. And then you're welcome to stay here, or if you want to take this even further, you can bend that back leg, reach back, and stretch your quad. And release that leg. We're going to switch to your other lunge, so however you want to get into that. Now dropping down that back leg and putting my hands on my front knee. Reaching that other arm over. And now sitting back, straightening out that front leg. And now we're going to come back forward. If you want to grab onto that back leg and stretch your quad and your hip, and your hip flexor, you're welcome to do that. And release that leg. We're now going to turn toward the front, making sure that that knee stays over the toe. From here, I'm going to go over to the other side. Now I'm going to turn into my splits and just go straight down. If you can't get into your splits yet, just make sure that your legs stay nice and straight and you hold yourself up. And we're going to relax now, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. From here you can relax, and we're going to go into our middle splits. So you can get into it however you want. I'm just going to roll forward into mine. Okay, go ahead and relax. We're going to do a couple upper body stretches before we finish this out. So come to your hands and your knees, kind of tabletop, and then you're going to take one arm across your body, and you're going to rest your head on the ground. You might need to kind of shift your head, shift your arm around a little for you to feel the stretch. You should feel a nice stretch in your upper back, maybe in your neck as well. And now we're going to switch sides, so bring that other arm across. You can come out of that, and what you're going to do is sit down, and you're going to wrap your arms around each other. So you're twisting them around one another, grasping your hands together, and keeping your shoulders down and your back really flat. Try and pull your hands up and you should feel a good stretch in your upper back, but make sure that you keep your shoulders down. And with that, go ahead and shake it out, stretch out whatever else you need to. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and I'll put a couple of videos up here on the screen that you might like. Have a great rest of your day.